Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren Little here from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and we are live right now on an international call, on an international broadcast, broadcasting to all four corners of the world. Guys, I want to invite you here to a special treat tonight. You know, what's really cool about the power of the internet is right now we're broadcasting live all around the world. We have people on here from Africa. We have people on here from the UK. We have people on here from Spain, from Portugal, over in Eastern Europe. We have people all the way across to the Orient, into Manila. And right here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and all the way throughout the States. So I'm excited for you, and I'll tell you why. I believe that 80% of success is really all about just showing up. Showing up. And the fact that you're here today says that you're a person that wants to change your life. Now, I'm going to tell you that the process of really understanding online marketing and being able to take what you know and turn that into cash flow, guys, a lot of times that can be quite an interesting journey. And why is that? Because there's so many different rabbit holes that you can get taken down. This rabbit hole here, and that rabbit hole here, another one over here. And quite honestly, there's so many different moving parts that it's really hard to know what to do and who to follow, what to believe, and how to make money. And isn't that really what you want to do? To live a life of freedom, to be able to travel the world, to be able to go wherever you want, whenever you want, for however long you want, to be able to make money on the internet. That's what true freedom is for me. So just in October and November, I just decided that I was going to fly to the other end of the world. I went to Manila, and I picked up my laptop computer, I packed a bag, I booked a first-class ticket, and off I went to the other side of the world, and I stayed for 2 months. Now think about that. What would that be like for you? What would that be like to be able to just pick up, take off, go wherever you want, whether it's to Bahamas or to Trinidad or to Hawaii, right? Maybe you want to go to Las Vegas, right? Maybe you want to go to Dallas, Texas, right? Maybe you want to go over into Europe, right? Some places that you've never actually been before, but as long as you have Wi-Fi, you can make a full-time income from anywhere in the world. And they call it a home-based business, but let me tell you, it's really an anywhere business because you can go anywhere you want. You can even sit by the pool with Wi-Fi and sip on a pina colada and start popping $1,000 commissions like fireworks on the 4th of July. And we have people right now that actually do that. In fact, yesterday, I had a $6,000 day just yesterday. We have students that are as young as 17 years old that have made as much as $35,000 their very first month in business. Now, guys, I don't say this lightly because there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they promise that they're going to take you to the promised land, and all they do is get you to keep on upgrading to more and more and more products, right? We don't do that. Whatever it is that you're currently marketing, whatever it is that you want to rise to the top of the leaderboards in your company, we can help you get there inside of Top Recruiters Academy. Now, I want to turn back the clock a little bit, and I want to share with you what brought me to this point today, right now. I actually started in this industry about 30 years ago when I was in my early 20s, and thankfully, I had some really, really good millionaire mentors. But when I first started at 22, it cost me $4,000 to get started working with my own millionaire mentor. Guys, I didn't have the money. That's like about $15,000 today, and I didn't have the money to get started. And I wanted to, I was excited to, And I knew that if I did, my whole life was going to change, but I didn't have $4,000 sitting in the bank that I could access to be able to get access to that millionaire mentor. And he looked at me and he says, Darren, how serious are you about becoming a millionaire on a scale from 1 to 10? And I said, I'm 100, right? I want to become a millionaire. In fact, I want to become a billionaire. I will do whatever it takes. And I was a young little whippersnapper, right? I'd had some success at a young age. And, you know, when that happens, you know, our ego can kind of get in the way and think that we know it all. But yet my bank account didn't show it. My ego was bigger than my bank account. And he said, Darren, here's what I'm going to tell you. The first thing that you're going to have to do if you ever want to make big money, and guys, I really highly suggest that you grab a pen and paper right now and you take some notes, because we're going to give you tons of content tonight. So you want to turn off your distractions, close the door, especially if you've got kids, turn your Facebook off, turn this thing off right here, right? And pay attention, because we're going to give you a lot of stuff to think about tonight, and you're going to want to write it down. He said, Darren, the first thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to surrender your pride, and you're going to have to surrender your ego, and you're going to have to go get the money. You've got 3 days to come up with $4,000. Now, guys, I didn't have the cash. I didn't have 4,000. Keep in mind, that's like 15 grand today. And I had to drain my bank account to zero. I had to seriously surrender my pride and my ego to go to my parents and ask for a loan from my parents. And in addition to that, I had to get a loan from the bank. So I literally went all in, okay, like poker, I went all in. The good news is I listened. The good news is I was coachable. And my very first month in business, I did $40,000 in sales. And by the time I hit 35 years old, I became a millionaire. Then I went on to make multiple millions of dollars. And fast forward here today, now I actually teach people the principles of the science behind getting rich. And guys, it is a science, okay? It's not an accident. It's not a fluke. When people hear the story of how I started a business, and in a 30-day period of time, I made over $165,000 in profit, starting with less than $1,300 and not spending a single penny on paid ads, right? Quite honestly, when I even tell the story, it shocks me, right? But I use the principles that I teach, on the science behind getting rich. Now, there's a couple things that I will share with you that will really help you along your path to start to really understand about manifestation. How do we create our own realities, right? How do we manifest out of thin air anything that we want, right? I was on a call with one of my business partners in Manila one day, and I was just getting up out of bed, and I said, you know, Ari, I decided that I'm just going to make 50 grand. And it actually took me only 2 weeks to do that, from a complete flat start without spending a penny on paid marketing. And literally 2 weeks later, guys, using the strategies that we teach inside of the Top Recruiters Academy, bam, $50,000. So these strategies, it doesn't matter how old you are, right? We've got students as young as 15, all the way up to my oldest student right now is 83 years old. Okay, so when they say that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, it's not true. Not when you have millionaire mentoring and you have somebody giving you the step-by-step formula on exactly what to do and how to do it. Now, there's a book that I recommend that you start to read, okay, and it's called Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Okay, now you can get that book in audio, and you can also get it in hardcover. And there's a few places actually online where you can even download it on the internet. I have actually seen some places where you can find it for free if you really search around. So you really want to start to read that book, because it will help you to understand about vibrational resonance, okay? Our bodies are literally like a radio broadcast station, broadcasting a certain frequency out to the electrons. The electrons are smaller than the atoms and the molecules, and this is something that we go in great detail inside of Top Recruiters Academy so that you can understand what do you need to do to raise your vibration. Now, here's something interesting, guys, because as I talk about this, you can actually see it on my arm. See that? See those goosebumps on my arm? They start to stand up on end because of the broadcast that's going out, because success is actually a radio broadcast frequency, and you can tune into it that fast once you learn these formulas, right? Just like a flash of light, like a light switch going off, you can tune into this. So you want to start reading that book, Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And I also recommend for you to tune in and start to watch a movie called What the Bleep Do We Know? Okay, now you want to get the quantum version, the quantum edition, down the rabbit hole. Okay, What the Bleep Do We Know? Quantum edition. And that movie, quite honestly, I recommend to watch it more than once, because the first time that you watch it, you'll kind of be in a little bit of shock, like, holy cow, is this even possible? I didn't even know that this was possible for me to create my own reality like this, and it is, okay? These strategies can be used in corporate America, okay? So we've had people that have implemented these techniques and have gone full-time engineer, got 2 pay raises, a job promotion, a $30,000 consulting contract, plus he made $40,000 online using these strategies. So he was able to triple his income in the course of a 9-month period of time. Triple, okay? I've got another lady in corporate America. She was making $100 grand a year as a CFO, Chief Financial Officer. 2 months, she got a $212,000 raise at her corporate job. But here's the kicker. It was the same job. Now, think about that. Have you ever heard of anybody going from 100,000 to 312,000 in 60 days, right, at the same job? That's what's possible. So when you're working on a quantum level, you can make these quantum leaps into another reality. One of my students right now was living on her credit cards. 2 months, she made $40,000 online, plus she wrote and published her own book that's in publishing right now. She should have it back in about a week now. Guys, these are phenomenons. And, you know, sometimes you can't even explain the things that can happen once you are not only dealing in the 3-dimensional world, but you're also dealing in other realms of quantum physics, right? And that's what you will learn inside of the Top Recruiters Academy. Now, what I want to do here tonight is, you know, we have dozens and dozens of success stories, but every once in a while, somebody comes along that's like the shining light, the shining star, right? And the quantum leap that they make is so incredible from where they were to where they are that I want to showcase them so that you can get an idea of what's possible, okay? Now, I want you to keep in mind that there's a lot of people out there that have a dream, okay? They have a dream, but whatever they try, they're just kind of like the gerbil in the cage. They're spinning their wheels, and they can't seem to get any traction. And sometimes it takes just a little tweak to unlock that matrix, to unlock the vault, almost like the combination to the Rubik's Cube, and then pow, right? The gateway opens and money starts to literally come to you like an avalanche of abundance. And the story that you're about to hear tonight is from a gentleman named Billy Innelis, and he's actually from the other side of Canada in Toronto. And I want you to really pay close attention here to where he was before he learned these strategies, and now how he's catapulted into being in some situations where he will make as much as $3,000 in a single day, in one day, using these strategies that he learned. So, Billy, first of all, welcome to the call, my friend.
Thank you for the invite, Darren. I'm super grateful to be here, and I'm so happy because you're my millionaire mentor. And I can actually say that we actually connect on a personal level, not just like somebody that I watch on YouTube and I don't have access to. I can call you sometimes, and we rock it out, and it's amazing, man.
So Billy, you have a really great story, the story that people really dream about, the story of a person that was struggling, and you wanted the dream, and you were spinning your wheels, and you just couldn't get all of these little, pieces of the puzzle sorted together. And then you enrolled into the Top Recruiters Academy, and now, it's amazing because you've totally stepped into leadership. You have your own team. You're inspiring and motivating other people. You've got explosive team duplication, and now being in a situation where in a single day you're making $3,000. So tell us a little bit about that evolution, and what was it like before when you were really struggling?
Okay, so I started in the online space almost 5 years ago. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of background of where I was. So I come from college education. So I studied computer science and I went to university for software engineering. And I went in my first intern and I realized that I did not want to do that for the next 20 to 30 years of my life. Right. So if I, roll back to about 13 years ago, I started my entrepreneur's journey by starting my own entertainment company, my own music production company, and I was running that offline. Now, about almost 5 years ago, I wanted to monetize it by bringing it onto the online space, and this is why I started. I started to learn about, creating websites, landing page creation, list building, email marketing, copywriting, and now I tapped into paid advertising. But let me tell you that I did not get results before what I'm doing right now. So I used to spend a lot of money on paid advertising and get absolutely no results. And I kept spending. I kept my mind open to learning. And there's a point where I actually went broke and I had to go back, get a temporary job to get some funds up so that I can keep rolling and keep spending on paid advertising until I got results. I had that on my mind that, okay, I have to keep spending until I get results, right? So, I was on a temporary job, catching up with some bills and whatnot. I had maxed out credit cards, and then I came on board with what we have going on. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to do this right now, but if I can make, say, $3,000 for the whole month, I'll be happy. Just to see that things are working, because I come from alongside my music production business that I was running online. I also wanted to generate income streams with other stuff online so that I can generate income alongside my music business. So I tried many things, and I would always hit the brick. I would always get stuck. I would either enroll in something and then the person goes MIA, don't hear from them, or they would start to show me a couple of things, or I would start learning some stuff and I would get stuck. So I wouldn't get any real support. I would have to email someone, send an email and wait 48 to 72 hours for an assistant to get back to me. And I couldn't even really get back to the person that referred me to the course, program, or opportunity that I was on. So I used to always get stuck. And I find that I always had something missing, something to where I'm like, okay, but they promise all these results, but I'm not getting any. So what is it that I'm missing? So I came onto this that we're doing right now, right? And within 72 hours, I've had my first $1,000 instant commission come in the bank the same day, and I didn't have to wait. So that never happened before. And I finished the week with $3,000 in profit in the bank, and I didn't have to pay a single penny in paid advertising for that, coming from spending a lot of money on solo ads, traffic, and all that stuff, and not getting any results. I was starting to make some money online here and there, a couple of $100, but $1,000 in one day, it never really happened to me before. Finished the week with $3,000. And then I remember my first $3,000 day, September 12, 2016. And I'll never forget that day. I've had a $3,000 day online for the first time. And I gave myself a 35% pay raise because I'm in Canada. So $3,000 US converted in Canadian money, that was almost $4,000. So $3,700 that came in the bank the same day without having to wait 2 to 6 up to 6 weeks with certain programs. That's how it works. Sometimes you make some money, you generate some commissions online today, and then you have to wait up to 6 weeks before you even see the money show up in your bank, right? So in one day, I made $3,000 and I was ecstatic. Now, the thing that I realized also is that, I'm not scared to say that I'm a smart guy, and I learned a lot of things throughout the years while I was, getting better and growing into a better person online. So I had a talent, right? I have a talent. I'm not scared to say that, I'm smart, but I did not have a strategy, right? That was the missing link. I didn't have a strategy and a recipe to implement to actually get results, right? So when I started to implement these, the recipe, and then I add a strategy on top of all the things that I've learned and all the, the knowledge that I have, then I started to get results. I step into my power to be a leader, and now I'm starting to inspire people. And now I'm starting to get incoming inquiries and people contacting me and saying, Billy, what is it that you do, man? You look like somebody that's getting, results online, man. Share me what you got going on and stuff like that. So I make it a mission for me to really actually help. I became a person of value with the things that I've learned, that in the past I was like, oh my God, man, I'm learning all these things. It's not working. What's going on? What's missing? But now I can take all the things that I've learned, mix it up with what we got going on here with a recipe and a strategy for me to actually implement to get results. And man, I'm proud to say that I'm full-time online right now. Back when I started this, I had a temporary job. I was working as a car detailer just to catch up on bills. And within a 1 month, I quit that job. I said, hey, I'm not going to work here anymore. If I can make $1,000 in one day online, I'm not going to stay here and make $2,000 for the whole month, busting my ass washing cars and stuff like that. So this is where I come from, and this is who I became, and it's being amazing. It's amazing.
Guys, what I want to share with you, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, we're talking about Top Recruiters Academy. This is an 8-week millionaire mentoring intensive that runs every Saturday for 4 hours per week. Now, what I will share with you is this. A lot of people, they contact me and they say, Darren, I'm a realtor, I'm a mortgage broker, I'm an insurance agent, I'm in the automotive industry, I'm in retail, I've got a nightclub, I got a restaurant. Will these strategies work for me? You better believe they will. In fact, one person that was a realtor that's just graduating right now, she had already made $33,000 in extra commissions, but she just sent me another picture with a big sold sign across it, right, to put into our chat. And what happens is that she's now moved into leadership. So these strategies work for any industry. So she took the exact same formula that I use to make millions. She applied that into real estate, and now she's actually doing seminars for other realtors to teach them on lead generation strategies, on how to get more listings, on how to properly market, whether you're the key broker on the deal or not, how to get more eyeballs, how to become the attractor factor, how to use social media to get people contacting her, incoming inquiries. Now, that's the ultimate goal, guys, just so you know, as a marketer, right? A lot of people get into a business, and the only thing they're taught is to make a list of their friends and family, okay? We don't do that. Okay. We show you how to actually become the attractor factor so that people start contacting you either by Facebook, Facebook chat, by email, by phone, by Skype requests. These are incoming inquiries where you can literally have an unlimited number of leads for your business. But the real question is, what do you do with the leads? A lot of people don't know. They don't know how to actually turn those leads into cash flow. So if I was to hand you 20,000 leads, what would you do with them? Would you be able to actually turn those leads into 100, 200, 300, 400, $500,000, $1 million? I don't know. I can tell you that we do, and our students do, absolutely. If a 17-year-old kid can make $35,000 month one, 50 grand in 6 weeks, why not you? What's different about that 17-year-old kid than you? And I can tell you what it is. One word. He was coachable. Okay? He was coachable. He surrendered his pride. He surrendered his ego. And he just followed the formula. Okay? Now, you could be anywhere on the life path, guys. Doesn't matter. We've had people even that were rock bottom. In fact, one couple that you're actually going to be meeting tomorrow night, they have 6 kids. They were eviction notice, okay? So they were on the verge of homeless. They were 2 days with no water. Okay, now imagine being in a, now 3 of the kids live with them in the house and 3 of them live in another state, but still 5 people in a house, no water, okay, no water. And they had an eviction notice and they were literally on the verge of being homeless. And they called me and they said, Darren, we're in dire straits. We don't know what to do, okay? So I took, I call this a universal deposit, right? Helping another person, making a difference in another person's life. And I gave them some step-by-step instructions to implement. And I said, you guys, just do this for 10 days, okay? Walk forward in complete blind faith and implement this strategy for 10 days and then see what happens. Okay, now 10 days later, they had $5,400 that they made in the bank, and they took and they invested into the Top Recruiters Academy. Okay, so they paid off some of their debt, obviously, and in the Top Recruiters Academy, actually make it easy for people by splitting the payments in half. So they made one payment, and then the next payment's not due for another month. So they threw their hat over the wall. They figured if that little tips that I gave them could generate them $5,400 in 10 days, what would happen if they had 2 months of millionaire mentoring? Okay, now here's the interesting thing. When you're on the verge of being homeless, okay, homeless guys, and you start to turn your life around and you hit 5,400 in a short period of time, that is the first springboard to go into a quantum leap. So 10 weeks, they've made over $30,000. They are now totally stepped into leadership. And they're in a position now where they're never going to have to worry about money again for the rest of their lives. Right? Now, why is that? Because they learned how to become the attractor factor. Okay? Now, it doesn't matter what you're marketing. You could be in weight loss, skincare, nutraceuticals. You might be in energy drinks. You might be in legal, power. You could be in online tools, affiliate products. It doesn't matter what your products are, guys. It doesn't matter, okay? Because your products should actually be on the back end, and your leadership and helping solve the pain of the market should be on the front end, okay? So a lot of people will say, well, Darren, what does that mean? What does that mean? We were just taught to go pitch our deal to anybody that would listen. Well, that's why you're failing, right? The 7-figure income earners, they do that behind door number 1, not over here. Okay, I'm going to explain to you why that is. Okay, so over here on the front end, they are helping people to build a business without harassing their friends and family, to never ever get rejected. Rejection totally sucks, right? I'll tell you, it lowers down your confidence and self-esteem. right? To generate unlimited leads using social media, to be able to close and upsell to higher ticket products, to be able to get team duplication, to be able to raise $10,000 a month for the monthly marketing budget, and to raise up to $100,000 for the high ticket products. That's over here on the front end, okay? Whatever business opportunity that you're in, you can have multiple business opportunities, guys, okay? I've got multiple streams of income, right? Bitcoin, cryptocurrency deals, crypto trading, Bitcoin mining, informational tools, autoresponders and things that can help me expand my business, video softwares, speed recruiting techniques, all sorts of things back here that create multiple income streams, okay? But over here, I'm focusing on the pain of the marketplace, right? That's the secret to generating an unlimited number of leads, guys, right? But how are you going to do that with social media, right? That's what we teach you inside of Top Recruiters Academy. Now, it goes even deeper down the rabbit hole than that, because your outer world, right, can never exceed your inner world. So your net worth is never going to exceed your self-worth, okay? So that means that you got to go work on what's in here, okay? Your core beliefs about money, your programming from your parents about money, the programming that you got from your teachers about money, and then all of the failed attempts that you've made that create this big, huge black cloud in your subconscious mind, right? Your core belief on whether or not you even feel that you're going to get to your breakthrough. A lot of people will say, well, can this happen for me? Yes, it can. But we got to peel back the layers of the onion, right, to get these emotions out of your body so that you can rise up in your own vibrational resonance to learn how to manifest, right? Makes sense, right? So if you got all this baggage in here, right here in your Pandora, okay, and you're holding it in, but when you talk about it, okay, you can always tell when somebody's Pandora is ready to, start to blow, because you hear this in their throat. When they talk, that's their Pandora starting to bubble up. Their emotions ready to go, but they push it back down. They put another sealer on top, right? Something else happens and starts to bubble up, and they push it back down. That is why you can't get to your breakthrough. This is why you can't get to your breakthrough. We want to be able to get this stuff out of your body so that you can be free, okay? So it's almost like being in a prison within yourself, right? And people are too scared when that emotion starts bubbling up because they don't know how far deep that rabbit hole goes, guys. And they don't have anybody to coach them through the process to get them to their breakthrough, to release those emotions so that they can finally be free, okay? Now, don't think that you're the only one if this is happening for you, because all of the human race right now is going through this process, right? They're all going through it. And their Pandora is bubbling up. Now, you might have vertigo, dizzy spells, hot and cold flashes, insomnia. You might be in a situation where your mind is racing constantly, or you're getting all this download into your head and you don't know what to do because you don't even know what's going on. You could be in the first level of the game, which is victimhood. And after the first level is over, your Pandora is full and it's ready to blow. Guess what comes next? The spiral. Okay, now in the spiral, guys, everything starts falling apart in your life. Okay, so that includes job loss, that includes marriage breakup, divorce, that includes bankruptcy, that includes a problem with your health, right? It could be a really bad car accident, something, broken legs, you end up in the hospital for, 3 months or more, where you get a lot of time to think about this stuff, right? It could be a head-on collision. It could be an accident falling down the stairs. It could be, somebody completely you know, stealing your identity or ruining all your credit, or, you know, people just literally popping like flies in your reality, dying. That's all part of the spiral, okay? Now, the spiral then starts, and a lot of people don't know in the spiral, they're actually manifesting more shit because they're broadcasting wounded puppy, right? They're broadcasting the wounded puppy out to the electrons, and they're asking for more. They're literally asking for a pummeling, right? Because they got nobody to take them through. They don't even know what to do. That's Top Recruiters Academy. So when you start, you go through this entire process to learn how to actually get rid of that stuff inside your body so you can step into your power, step into your greatness, step into your leadership, and develop your own special sauce. Now, what is that? What do I mean by your own special sauce? Well, this is really the key and the secret. If you want to become the attractor factor in business, what you have to realize is what you think you're selling, whatever, weight loss, skincare, nutraceuticals, blah, 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 okay, is not really what you're selling. People are buying you, okay? When they invest, they're buying in you because they believe that you can take them to the promised land, okay? And if you want to make 7 figures and beyond, you better have some value to provide to people besides just what you think you're marketing, okay? So I'm going to give you an example. I was a top income earner in a company called Explocial, okay? And while everybody else was marketing Explocial, I was marketing my special sauce, which was the Academy of Quantum Physics Mind Mastery. So all of the success stories started coming from here, right? This became the attractor factor. And people said, well, I want that. Oh, well, you get that when you join this, okay? So my recruiting went, right? And I could literally just make money on demand that fast, right? Because I understood the pain of the marketplace, and I could gather groups of people together, and I could relate to them because I understood all their pain. And then I could give them the solution to their problem, right? So this was the solution to any company, didn't matter what they were marketing, right? But they got it by getting this over here. Now, I'm the top income earner right now in a company called Exodus, right? So when other people market Exodus, I'm marketing my special sauce, Black Ops Underground marketing, right? And then after people learn some skills, then I take them next level through the Top Recruiters Academy, right? So what you got to really understand about this, guys, is that I don't hold anything back, okay? I give you the exact formula that I personally have used to make millions and millions of dollars myself, both online and offline. The same formulas that I've used to raise tens of millions of dollars in venture capital for private companies, public companies, my own companies, so that if you have an idea, doesn't matter what it is, you can raise however much money that you need once you understand this formula, right? And that's a pretty good place to be. I can tell you that your confidence goes through the roof once you know that you can do this stuff. And people kind of magnetically are pulled to you to want to do business with you. So you things like free hotel room upgrades, airfare upgrades, people just giving you the hotel room if you want to do an event there, people just giving you vouchers for dinners out and drinks, and I got trips to Club Med given to me for free, designer clothes given to me for free, all my marketing and promotional materials given to me for free, posters, chocolates, balloons, anything that I wanted for my marketing when I rolled out a campaign. In fact, I had 28 corporate sponsors that just gave me stuff. How does that work? How do you get people just to want to give you things, right? Literally, just like throw money at you. How is that possible? It's possible once you learn these secrets, right? Now, these are formulas and secrets that, way back in ancient times, but somewhere along the way they got lost, okay? Somewhere along the way they got lost. And what I'll share with you is that For me, my journey started with Anthony Robbins in my 20s. In my 30s, I was vice president of marketing with Dr. Lee Poulos. He taught me a lot about the subconscious mind, core beliefs about money, the human condition, self-sabotage, you know, how people are actually addicted to suffering. It's bizarre, but it's true, right? Almost like heroin. They're addicted to it. And when they start to become free from it, their human pattern, their conditioning pulls them back into it because that's their comfort zone, okay? And then when I was in my 40s, for 2 years, I worked as vice president with Dr. Dov Baron in quantum physics, okay? And that was really the key that unlocked the gateway to really understand all this stuff and how it really works and why it works, okay? So what I want to do, Billy, is I want you to share a little bit about, you know, that evolution for you, about your own Pandora, you know, your own, you know, getting the emotions out of you and starting to work on your own special sauce so that you truly become the attractor factor. So share with us a little bit about that.
So the Top Recruiters Academy was able to help me find myself spiritually. So really go in the inside and identify myself. So seeing where I'm at and where I have to go. And I also, you know, I'm also more able to control my emotion by identifying how I'm feeling today. So I take a deep breath and I say, how am I feeling today? So if I'm identifying that, you know, something is wrong, I'm feeling down, well, I know exactly what to do to, you know, snap myself out of it and get into the right vibration again so I can get back and rolling again. You talked about special sauce. Now, I really know now that talent, you know, doesn't really matter unless you have a strategy. And I've been able to put together, and I'm so excited about this, my own special sauce. So it doesn't matter if you have all these talents, you know how to do all this or all that. If you don't actually have a strategy, put something together that can solve the pain of the marketplace, then you're not going to stand out in the space. You're not really going to be somebody that's going to be different. So I'm in the process of, you know, creating my special sauce. It's really exciting and it's coming together. And that's what I've been able to do. And that's really going to take me to the top of the mountain, because I know now that I can solve more people's problems, as it being my, you know, my mission to help others succeed with what they're doing online and really be a person of value. So that's really going to bring a lot of value to the table for anybody. And it doesn't matter if they're in, you know, network marketing, affiliate marketing, direct sales, MLM, whatever they're doing, this is going to help solve some problems. And this is pretty much where I'm at.
Fantastic. Guys, if you're just tuning in here right now, we're talking about the Top Recruiters Academy. This is an 8-week Millionaire Mentoring Intensive. It runs every Saturday, 4 hours per week. And the breakthroughs that happen from day one all the way through to the end of the 8 weeks, quite honestly, they're like a quantum boom, like a quantum leap of what can happen in a person's life. We have this one student within our program, and guys, she was struggling for a long time on the internet. Okay, she couldn't put all of these pieces together, and when she finally went through Top Recruiters Academy, she came out the other side, and now she's having $3,000 days online. Now, for me, that is a huge success story, right? So from a struggling person to being able to top a $3,000 day on the internet, that is exciting when a lot of people don't make that work in their full-time job, right? So what I'm going to share with you tonight is this. It doesn't matter what industry that you're in. You have to understand the pain of whatever market that you're in. And you've got to be able to understand what makes you unique and different compared to everybody else. What's going to make you that shining light, whether it's a realtor, a mortgage broker, an insurance agent, automotive industry, retail? What is going to make you the attractor factor? Now, I can tell you this. If this right here, your Pandora, is full, and you have a lot of emotional baggage that you're carrying with you, it's not possible. Sorry to tell you, it's not possible. In fact, as you start to advance, you will actually retract further down than you were before, because that is your comfort zone in this vibration. So until this stuff gets out of your body, you can't get to the higher levels of the game. It's not even possible, guys. Okay? So just know this. If you're in this hamster wheel, it's not your fault. Okay? Just know that it's not your fault, because you don't know any of this information yet, right? But once you do, once you learn about Unleash the Alpha Within and the 5 steps to wealth creation and how to unlock the vault so that you can finally get this stuff out of your body so that you can rise up to a higher vibrational resonance, so that you actually start to attract people that are more successful, right? So in the event that you're in a low frequency, in a low vibration, you will typically attract people in the same resonance that you're in, okay? So if you're typically broke, right, and you have no money, most of the people that are in your core circles are in the same state that you are, right? Jim Rohn talks about it a lot, that we're the average of the 5 people that we hang out with, plus or minus 10 grand, just so you know. And if you want to test it, just write down the names of the 5 people that you hang out with the most, add up all their incomes, divide it by 5, and you'll have your income plus or minus 10 grand, right? It's pretty shocking when you do it. The people that you spend the most amount of time with, now if they're unemployed, that person is a 0 income, that counts as part of it, right? So list their names, write their income, add them up, divide it by 5, you'll have your income plus or minus 10 grand. So how do you get to a higher level of income? The first thing you got to do is get rid of this stuff, right? This stuff that's in your Pandora has to get out, right? And you've got to be able to raise your vibrational frequency. Now, you can actually trick your subconscious mind to believe that your future reality has already happened, okay? Like lassoing the physiology of your future body into your body right now, and you can trick your own subconscious mind. Now, that is part of what we go through in Top Recruiters Academy, and it's called subconscious time travel, right? Tricking your own subconscious mind to believe that your future reality, the reality that you really want as a millionaire, has already happened right now. And once you do that, the future comes right into it. It's like speeding up time. It's like speeding up the process inside the time continuum to pull the reality into your reality right now. That's how I've been able to have some of these results that I do. Be able to say, I'm going to make $50,000, and 2 weeks later, it shows up, right? So what I'm going to share with you is this. Wherever you are right now on your life path, it doesn't matter, okay? You could be at the very bottom, or you could have reached what I call an income ceiling. So you might be at 100,000, 150,000, even 200,000 or higher, but you can't seem to get past that, right? It's pretty consistent. Maybe you're a realtor, you make $250,000 a year, but you've never had $1 million a year. Why is that? Have you ever wondered that? Why does it always, the dust always settles, and at the end of the year, it's the same? Now, once again, your net worth can never exceed your self-worth. So you got to work on the inner game to affect the outer game. You got to work on the inner world to affect the outer world. The outer world's just a reflection, guys, just so you know, right? So how are you going to break through that income ceiling to take it up 10x, right? The fastest way is with Millionaire Mentoring. Okay, now I'm sharing with you these strategies from somebody who applies them all the time. My personal best year in business is almost $4 million. And I give you the exact blueprint that I use. Everything, right? Everything from the mindset that I do, to the self-talk that I do, to the action steps that I take, what I do to create compression, right? If I want to, you know, like I did one launch and I made over $24,000 in a 5-day period of time. So I started my campaign here and I got compression coming up to the campaign, and then bam, boom, right? 5 days, over $24,000, and the 24 grand kept on going forward, and it was that particular one income stream was $108,000 in a 30-day period of time. You will learn these exact strategies. Now, the thing I'm going to share with you guys is this. Today's actually the second day of my campaign, okay? The launch is on the 1st of July, and just from people hearing about it, out of the 15 spots, there's actually only 9 spots left, okay? So 6 of the spots are already gone just from people telling people. And when we move forward now into this compression, they go like popcorn, guys. And I'm not kidding you. It's like, and they're gone. Once we hit 15, we're done. Okay, now the reason that I do that is I want to be able to have personal time with everybody on the call, because it has to do with your story, right? What's going on with you and your life path, because your gateway future to your future dream, just so you know, is actually backwards. It's kind of bizarre, isn't it? That your dream over here, the gateway to it is actually back there, right? It's a phenomenon, guys, but it's kind of like a slingshot. And once you can go back that way and get some things, you know, sort of resolved and unwound and let this Pandora go boom, it's like pulling back a slingshot like this, and all of a sudden, right? And you do a quantum leap. You do a quantum leap, right? Because now you're clear. You're emotionally clear, and your vibration goes up higher. And now it's very easy to trick your own subconscious mind and right through into the future reality of what you want your dreams to be, okay? Now, right below this particular broadcast, there's 2 buttons, okay? So if you're a person that says, you know what, I want to do this, I want to be one of those 15 people, there's a button there that's for one-time payment, okay? It's $4,750. And it's over $38,000 in Millionaire Mentoring, okay? Now, if you were to go to my website and say, Darren, I want a Millionaire Mentoring session, it's $1,000. If you say, I want to do a 90-day one-on-one Millionaire Mentoring sessions with you once a week, it's 10 grand. If you said I wanted to do it for a whole year, it's $40,000, guys. That's right on my website. So what we do is we compress the time into 2 months, every Saturday, right, for 4 hours. And so that's like $4,000 per shot. Plus we do bonus sessions. Plus you get the recording that you can watch after to watch it a second or third time. But here's the cool thing. You don't have to pay the 38 grand, right? You pay one time $4,750, or you can lock your position in so the 9 would go down to 8 for $2,500 payment. And then the next payment doesn't come for 30 days later. Now, here's what I'm going to share with you guys. You got to be pretty darn confident in what you can deliver if you're prepared to split the payments. Now, think about that. So that means that I'm going to give you all of the first month, right? All of the first month. Then I got to be confident that I've changed your life enough during the first month that you're going to want to pay the second payment. Think about that. Now, why would I do that? Why would I do that? Because I got kids that are 17 years old that made $35,000 their first month. People that were rock bottom, right? That in 10 days made $5,400, right? That have never made money before like that. So what I want you to do is I want you to really think about the quantum leap that can happen for you once you understand how not only this information works, why it works, so that you can understand the science behind it. Because it's a science, guys. It's not an accident. It's not a fluke. You do this, 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 you get that. Universal abundance starts flowing into your life. It's kind of like a river. So there's a dam in the river that holds back the water, and the water can come as fast as it wants, but it's not going anywhere. The dam's here, okay? But then if you open that dam, the river goes rushing through. And that's kind of like life. So you're either a rock in the river, right, which you may be right now, getting pummeled, right? Or you're a sponge, right? Now, if you take a sponge and you put it into the river, what happens? It gets bigger and the water runs through it, right? That's the transformation. So as a rock, you get pummeled. Now, in the early stages of that, it's not necessarily a bad thing because you get polished, right? If you take a rock in a whitewater rapids and you hold it up, it's shiny, right? It's polished, right? It's real polished, right? But after, when you have enough in your Pandora, it's ready to advance to the second level in the game, guys. And that's really what this is about. Helping you to surrender, relinquish, love yourself, forgive yourself, turn that page, turn your pain into your power, and boom, come out like a rocket launch. So, Billy, tell us, what would you say to people that are on here right now watching this broadcast about Top Recruiters Academy?
If you want to unlock the blocks that you're currently having, right, to tap into the abundance, find out how you can get to the next level. I know now how to be in control of my income, right? I've reached almost $40,000 with one stream of income online, considering I have 5. And I know exactly how to tap into the abundance and how to be in control of my income, how to be in control of my emotions, how to, be the attractor factor in the marketplace, how to brand myself, literally unlocking all the, little key things that, you might think that you may be missing. This is what you're going to find in Top Recruiters Academy. And I stand behind it. I'm proud, grateful now to have an asset that I can apply to all areas of my life and to all the businesses that I run. So thank you very much, Darren, for inviting me here. Top Recruiters Academy is really unlocking a lot of things in my life.
Fantastic. So guys, what I'm going to encourage you to do is this. It doesn't matter what industry that you are in, okay? Realtor, mortgage broker, insurance agent, automotive industry, retail. You could have your own entrepreneurial business. I get letters from people that are in large Fortune 500 company corporations that tell me that they're now closing multi-million-dollar deals because of what they learned in Top Recruiters Academy. So these are transferable skills into any business: MLM, network marketing, direct sales, affiliate marketing, online marketing. It doesn't matter what industry that you come from. This is the key. This is the gold that will unlock that vault to help you to 10x your income and take a quantum leap. So my name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I encourage you. We've only got 9 spots left, guys. And right now I'm on the second day of my promotion. July 1st, we are launching. You'll see more interviews coming out over the course of the next 10 days or so from people that have literally changed every aspect of their lives. But you can click that link below right now and throw your hat over the wall and say, Darren, I want in. I want to 10x my income. I want to go to the next level. I'm ready for financial freedom. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Click that link below right now. You can either do one payment of $47.50 or 2 payments of $2,500. 30 days later, it's another $2,500. And I can tell you, it will be the best money that you've spent your entire life. Now, we have people, just so you know what I'm talking about here. We have people from last 2 sessions ago. It was sold out in March. It was sold out in April. It was sold out in May. It was sold out in June. We had people from 2 sessions ago that went through it and had such a dramatic life change that they signed up for it for another 2 months. Now think about that. Think about the power of that. Have you ever heard of somebody going to the Firewalk and then 2 months later doing it again, right? This is that life-changing, guys, that people would want to go back to back 2 months and then do an additional 2 months. 4 people out of the 15 people did it another time because of the impact that it had on their life, that it had on their health and fitness, their spiritual, emotional connection, their family, their relationship, their marriage, the communication with their children, their career, their travel, their contribution, giving back, making a difference in their community and in their church. Now, think about that for a second, guys. We had one lady that actually lost 9 pounds just by going through Top Recruiters Academy, and she wasn't on a weight loss product. How about that? How is it possible? I just got a testimonial from somebody, one of my students now is out mentoring now, and one of their people sent her a testimonial saying that the lady in 60 days had lost 30 pounds. 30 pounds. They're not on a weight loss product, guys. This is letting go of the baggage that you're holding on to in the first level of the game called victimhood that we store in our body, and that's why the weight's staying on. And when you can release it and get rid of it and get rid of the shit, guess what happens? The weight falls off, right? The weight falls off. So I would encourage you, throw your hat over the wall, click that link below, take action, and we'll see you on the other side. My name's Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Thanks a lot for joining us on this exclusive and private VIP broadcast, and have a great day. Thanks a lot, Billy, for joining us today.